Hello there, Briar Patch Kids, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favorite scary movies. So if you guys are interested in knowing what my favorite scary movies are, make sure to keep on watching. Also, please make sure to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Join the Briar Patch fan band where we have fun here all the time. Now let's go ahead and get started with the video. Alright guys, so if you guys don't know, I'm kind of a huge movie buff. I love movies. I can watch movies all day, and especially when there's a good horror movie that comes out that has a really good plot, I will probably watch it 10 million times. And by the way, these are in no particular order. I just really like scary movies, so they all kind of are equal in my heart. Maybe one of them tops all of them. I don't know. Let's just get started, shall we? So the first movie is definitely a cult classic, and this has to be A Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh my god, and not the stupid one that came out like a couple of years ago. I'm talking straight up Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund. Yes, girl. Like, that is such a fun movie to watch. Like, even if you're afraid of scary movies, you would love this movie because it's not only scary, it's kind of like twisted as well. And there's a few jump scares, not like too many, but it's more of like funny scary than scary. I feel like Freddy Krueger next to Phantom of the Opera is like my scary movie crush. I love them. They're amazing. So that is the first movie that I love, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Number 2, I have mentioned this previously in other videos, but I love Dead Silence. If you guys haven't seen Dead Silence, with all these movies, you should go and see it. Dead Silence is basically about a puppet, and it is about a person possessing a puppet, and someone gets a puppet, and then he has to go to this city or this little weird town and like learn about the puppet and try to find out how to defeat the puppet. So if you guys love ventriloquist movies, you're gonna love Dead Silence. Number 3, I have to add at least one version of this movie to my list because this is like the best thing in the world. Robert Englund's The Phantom of the Opera in 1989. Yes, girl. The Phantom of the Opera, starring Robert Englund as the Phantom, is... it is everything that you would want in a horror movie. It has your gore. It has your pop scares almost. It has your vintage Victorian gothic look. And it has singing. So I mean... and it has a girl with black bangs. It has one of the most amazing scores. I really love the score of that movie. I love the main theme of that movie. It used to be my cell phone. Actually, a lot of these movies, I used to have ringtones for them, so that's how you know they're my favorite. But anyways, yes, I love The Phantom of the Opera in 1989 that stars Robert Englund. So good. Number 4 is another one that I've spoken about quite often on this channel and like right when it came out, Crimson Peak. Now, a lot of you are going to be like, Rosa, that's not really a horror movie, but I mean, yes it is, because first of all, it's Guillermo del Toro. So his monsters are horrific already, and it has a killer situation, and it has jump scares, and it has a gothic Victorian house in the middle of England where no one else lives but them, and I mean Tom Hiddleston. Still don't have the DVD, and I have to buy it, but Crimson Peak is everything. It's basically about a girl who lives in Buffalo, New York, and she meets this dude, and they fall in love, and then they get married, and then she has to move into this huge gothic house with him, and then shit goes down. So, oh, and also she can see dead people. So, I mean, yes, girl. Number 5 is another movie that I love, and then I recently made Richard watch it at his parents' house because his dad bought the movie, and I was all like, yes, movie night, and we're gonna watch this movie. It's called The Boy, and I loved The Boy because it had this tendency that I like in my movies where it's like, I can't say it because it might ruin it for you guys, but it's basically about this girl. They all start with this girl going somewhere. This girl has to go babysit in England. She runs away from her past and she goes and babysits in this big mansion in England, or I think it's England, and she has to babysit a doll, which the family thinks that the doll is real, and she's all, no, it's not real, and then shit goes down. So that's basically what The Boy is about. And the ending is so crazy. I loved the ending. Oh my god, I thought it was so funny. Like, that's what it is. Like, some of these movies, they just have the stupidest endings sometimes, and this is one of them. But I love the whole premise of this movie. I love the scenery. I love how it's super gothic and super pretty to look at. It is beautiful to look at. There's not too many gory parts. It's more of a jump scare type movie than a gory movie. I have nothing else to say, but I love this movie. So if you guys like movies about ventriloquists, no. If you guys love movies about dolls, I would watch this movie. Okay. Number 6 is something that if Leslie watches this, she'll be super surprised, is The Conjuring. And no, I did not see The Conjuring 2 because I am terrified to see that movie. And no, I didn't see Annabelle because I'm also freaking terrified of this movie because Annabelle is a real freaking doll and I don't want to deal with that. Like, keep that away from me. Like, that's too much. Like, I'm scared of that stuff. So The Conjuring scared the living crap out of me. Like, I literally probably cried during watching the movie, but I loved the plot. And also, Patrick Wilson was in it, and he plays Raoul in Phantom of the Opera, and so you knew I had to go and see that, okay? But the plot was really good. I love the plot. And I only saw it once. It is a fun movie to watch with a bunch of people. Number 7 is gonna be a two-parter. It's gonna be a two-parter. And I've loved this movie since it first came out. So I was like a wee little babe when it first came out. And it is Saw. And if you guys haven't seen the Saw movies, you have to. It is the goriest crap you'll ever see in your life. But the plot is just so good. So I love movies that have like riddles and plots and things like that. And the first movie was amazing. I remember I used to have Saw on my iPod as well. I used to have Saw 1 and Saw 4, I think, on my iPod, or Saw 1 and Saw 2 and Saw 3. I had like a lot of the Saws on my iPod when you can, you know, when we used to like download from LimeWire and FrostWire and you got to download movies. That's literally how I did it. But I never saw the last one because I just thought it was too much at that point. But I did love Saw 1 and Saw 2. I thought they were really good. Saw 1 is when they're in the bathroom. It's just two guys in the bathroom, literally the whole movie, and they have to like figure out clues and riddles and stuff. And then the second one is when they're in a house and there's like 5 people and they all wake up and they don't know each other and they have to work together to try to find stuff. And then one guy's like, and the jigsaw like figures out their past. Like he watches the person for a while and then he like, which is really scary. Number 8 is another like Victorian-esque movie and it's called Oculus. And if you guys haven't seen that movie, you totally should. It is about a haunted mirror and we all know that I am a big fan of the haunted mirror. I mean, Phantom of the Opera, haunted mirror. It's literally like Through the Looking Glass, but crazy. Like, there's insane crap that goes on in that movie. It's just, it's so good. It's about a brother and a sister and they live in this house. So she does appraisal for her furniture and she sees this mirror and she loves the mirror, so she gets the mirror, and the mirror is like a Belgian mirror or some sort of Bulgarian mirror and it's kind of scary looking, so she puts it in her house and mom and dad live there. Some scary mirror shit goes down. So yes, girl, mirrors. So number 9 is a movie that scared the bejesus out of me, and this one I also had as a ringtone too, which is so bad. And there is a Japanese version of this. It is the movie called One Missed Call. This movie is too much. Like, I don't know why I made it my ringtone, because that was the ringtone you would hear when you would like die. One of those like stupid ones though. Like, it wasn't, I don't know how to explain it because it wasn't like a scary movie. Yeah, it was a scary movie. It was like a teenage scary movie. So it wasn't like, it wasn't really thought out much. I think that movie came out when I was like 16 or 17. Like, that movie was insane when I first saw it. Like, number 10, which is the last movie, which is a very light-hearted scary movie that has to do with demons. You guys know of my, like, I love that stuff. It is called Drag Me to Hell, and it is a funny scary movie, which means basically they were trying to make it into a serious movie, but it was so weird that it ended up just being funny. It's like about this girl and she like finds something and she has to try not to go to hell. Like, they're coming for her to go to hell, but she's all, no girl, I don't want to go to hell. But they're like, sorry, you have to. And then these demons are chasing her all the time and she has to keep like running away and stuff. And in the end, I'm not gonna tell you what's in the end because you need to go watch it for yourself. Those are all 10 of my favorite scary movies of the moment. Of course, I have a million other favorites. I just love movies in general. I just watched When the Bow Breaks, which is kind of a thriller movie. It's not really scary, it's more of a thriller. I'll probably make like a top 10 thriller movie as well because I love me a good thriller movie. Thriller movies are a lot more fun to watch for me like when it comes to really like thinking outside of the box and trying to figure out like what's gonna happen type situation. I'm gonna let you guys go. I will see you guys all in my next video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet to join the Briar Patch Fam Bam. We have fun here all the time, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye.